Hello! Considering the caffeinated quality of my content, you'd be surprised to know I haven't yet done the coffee book tag. So I'm going to do it now! Yay! This tag was originally created by Bangadybangz. I haven't been tagged by anyone, I just wanted to do it. Mostly because I like coffee, and as he says in his video, booktubers and coffee kind of go together. And it's true. When I was young, I didn't really like coffee. People my age, when I was a teenager who drank coffee, I was like, look at them. Nice. Now I'm addicted badly. Oh, I've started drinking flat whites. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I've got to. I normally drink black coffee. Someone suggested I try a flat white because I don't really like having milk in my coffee. And flat whites are amazing. They still taste of coffee because they're really high in coffee. It's like 3 shots. That's my Costa drink of choice. I've just got a normal black coffee, so, well, with caramel. I feel a bit like a snob if I drink things that aren't just black coffee, and I don't know why. Anyway, number 1, black coffee. Name a series that is hard to get into but has hardcore fans. I thought about this for a while and I'm going to go for the Avengers comic book series. Mostly because there are so many incarnations of the Avengers in some way or another. Ultimate Avengers, The Ultimates, Secret Avengers, so many, it's hard to keep up with their continuity, I find. It's also really hard to get into, because where do you start? It's been going on for so long, years and years and years and years. It's a very convoluted timeline, so I think once you have started and you're into it, it's really good, and the fans are so diehard. Especially Captain America fans, like the Captain America, Bucky, they are single-minded in their appreciation of Captain America and Bucky. Some more than others, but I'll let the fanfiction answer that question. Question 2, Peppermint mocha. Name a book that gets more popular during the winter or during a festive time of year. My initial thought was A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens because I read that around Christmas, because I thought I've seen the Muppets version, I may as well read the book version, and to be fair, it's a pretty good book. Overall. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Charles Dickens, but I liked A Christmas Carol. Then I thought, looking at the books in my household, that this would be getting more popular at this time of year, for obvious reasons. But then I thought, actually no, there's a book or a series of books that I only really ever see at Christmas, and I think people get them as gifts for others, and that's Any of the Bunny Suicides by Andy Riley. They're just little comics, like one-shot things, of little cute bunnies trying to kill themselves, and they're hilarious. I only ever see them at Christmas time because you can just give them to someone and they can flick through on Christmas Day or whenever and just see these really hilarious but very, very, very cute bunnies trying to commit suicide. Question 3, hot chocolate. What is your favourite children's book? The Hobbit. The Hobbit. It's always The Hobbit. It is always The Hobbit. Always. Always The Hobbit. Question 4, double espresso. Name a book that kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. For this one, I've gone for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy by John le Carré. Equally, The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, or Smiley's People. Anything by John le Carré. Even though the plot moves quite slowly, they're really tense and they ratchet up that tension really well. They're all generally spy books, mostly set during the Cold War, but they keep you on edge because anything could happen. They're very nerve-wracking moments in these books. Question 5, Starbucks. Name a book you see everywhere. For this answer, I look to the booktube community. The Throne of Glass series, specifically Queen of Shadows, by Sarah J. Maas. The Queen of Shadows came out this year, and everybody was seeming to read it on booktube. There were reviews everywhere. Like, everyone was reading it. It's a hugely popular book. The Throne of Glass series seems to be one of people's favourite fantasy series. I haven't read them, but people seem to really like them. Even if they're not talking about the series or the Queen of Shadows specifically, it's right behind them. The books are on the shelf. Pride of place, so everyone knows I have read this book, and I liked it. Number 6, That Hipster Coffee Shop. Give a book by an indie author a shout out. I guess he's kind of an indie author, so I'll go with this. It's Randall Munro's What If, or Thing Explainer. Randall Munro writes the incredibly popular XKCD online comic. About 3 times a week he uploads a comic, which are very simply drawn, but quite intelligent, and I think really hilarious. But he's written 2 books. What If, which is based around questions people have sent to him, and he's answered things like, how fast could you possibly hit a baseball ball? What would happen if all the clouds turned into water at the same time? Things like that. There's also Thing Explainer, which is where he takes the 10,000 most popular words in the English language and uses them to describe very complex things. Rocket isn't one of the 10,000 most popular words in the English language, because it's not as useful as and, or the, or floor. So his description of a rocket is a go-upper. It's quite humorous, it's quite nice because it explains these really complex things in very, very basic language. Question 7. Oops, I accidentally got a decaf. which isn't really a thing. Like, if you got a decaf, so what? Psychologically, your brain's going to think it's coffee anyway. Anyway, name a book you were expecting more from. Thinking back a long time ago, there was a book I tried to read called 4 Days in June by Ian Glenn. It was a story of the Battle of Waterloo, and I'm a really big Napoleonic fan nerd, and the Battle of Waterloo nerd. So I was really excited about this book because it was a novel but telling the story, and I just found it really hard to read. I mean, it was just kind of boring. That's all I'm going to say about it. And finally, question 8, the perfect blend. Name a book series that was both bitter and sweet, but ultimately satisfying. Only one book series can I think of that fits all 3 of those criteria, and that's His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. The His Dark Materials series started out as a fantasy, and it kind of turned into this almost religious commentary, but the love story between Lyra and Will in particular is really bittersweet. Like, it's really lovely, but they can't be together, and you know they can't be together, and it breaks your heart, but it's satisfying how well it comes together at the end. Like, they both live full, wonderful lives, but they have this past together, and I think it makes sense. You know, it's a love story, but there's no happy ending to it, but really well written. I can't imagine a more perfect end to that story arc. Anyway, there you go, that was the coffee book tag. If you like the tag, do it yourself. I'm not going to tag anyone, just do it. Also, if you like the video, please let me know, subscribe, like, comment. I really like comments. This is going to be my last video, I think, before Christmas, so happy Christmas and all of that. If you're not a Christmas kind of person, have a nice couple of days off, or couple of days not off, but otherwise, thanks for watching.